Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how you can work with Neuroship AI dashboard. You can just simply log in or register based on the organization that you're in. We are currently using OpenID Connect provider as our authentication provider. Basically, you can choose for your own organization's authentication provider. We are currently using Keycloak, and you can see that we can log in here. As soon as you log in, you can see the dashboard that includes the tasks. I can already see the tasks because I already created multiple connectors. You can see that we can create Notion connector, we can create GitHub connector, and OpenAI connector. What Notion connector does is that it creates basically a mechanism for the dashboard to fetch the tasks that we have using the access token that you provide. And as well as GitHub. So basically you want to fetch your organization's repositories, and then you want to basically have implementations based on each task. So as soon as the tasks are fetched, you can see that there is a link to the main task that is hosted on Notion. And you can also click on the task and see the description. Basically here you can just choose for the task and then see the implementation suggestion that you have here. So you can see, for example, here there's the task that is about customized overlay for infrastructure engineers that needs to happen on top of Kubernetes, and you can see the code diff suggestion, and as soon as you click on make PR, it will go to GitHub. Here I'm going to show you how we are going to start from a clean slate. Basically we need to create different types of connectors. Here the first thing I need to do is to create a connector for my Notion, because I want to read from Notion. My Notion connector, let's say. Now you can see that it is created. While it is creating, I can also go ahead and create my GitHub. Then you can see that GitHub connector is also created, and then I need to have at least one large language model backend, which I call it just OpenAI connector, and this is also created. Now we can create a board. Basically boards are equivalent to the pages and databases in Notion. So you can see that I have created this sample task board that contains multiple tasks that have description, title, and other attributes, and also they have a repository link to it. This means that whenever there is a repository basically created here, we will be able to attach that repository to the task and have more customized solutions for them. But before everything, we need to create this new connector. Test tasks, my Notion connector, and this will eventually fetch the data from Notion, and it should populate the tasks for us. As you can see, the tasks are populated now, similar to here, and it's also synchronized, so whenever you create a new task, we should be able to see that new task here and maximum 1 minute later, because that's the period that we are fetching the task from this source basically. And you can also search for them, search for different types of tasks with the title, with the description, or the task ID. So this new one is TT17, so I'm hoping that it should appear here in a few seconds. Let's see. Oh, I had to save it, of course. Yeah, you can see that this is also fetched here. So basically, after having that, you can also see that there are Git repositories here fetched. You can request for summarization for this repository. What it means is that it will fetch the whole repository, summarize using the large language model backend, at least for once. So you will be able to use it in your tasks. Whenever you are creating new tasks, get personalized code recommendation for that specific task on that repository. You can see the progress here, so you can monitor how's it going on. Let's wait for that for a bit. Now we can go ahead and request the suggestion from the backend LLM model. Waiting here to get the response back. As you can see, you can get the response back here and also the description from the system. Of course, we can iterate as much as possible and basically satisfy our own requirements. For example, here I want to have 2 distinct environment overlays, one for development and one for production with separate image names. Then we wait for the response again. Yeah, and you can see that there are 2 overlays created, one for development with an image name and for production with a separate image name. And all right, after having the suggestion and different iterations to make sure that you like the code diff, you can go ahead and click on the Make PR button. It says created successfully. We can check that on Git repository. If we refresh that, we can see that there is a new branch created by the Neuroship AI, and also there is a pull request created with that. It's an automatically created pull request. And of course, we will see the changes in here exactly similar to what we have seen here. So this is the way to create a pull request completely automatically from the task that is assigned for developer.